A security scramble for Palm Beach County charter schools. We first broke the news to you about a sheriff's report that found a private training program for security guards failed to meet state guidelines.
Now the question is, what happens next? WPTV News Channel 5's Matt Cesny tonight is at the school district headquarters getting some answers. Matt?
Yeah, we can tell you, district spokesperson says as much as $77,000 went into the private training of those school security guards who, as you mentioned, now aren't even allowed in charter schools. But we are told here today there is a plan in place to try and get those guards retrained and in the classrooms.
Our first thought process and reaction was to figure how are we going to continue to provide security.
That's Palm Beach County Schools Chief of Staff Ed Tierney's reaction to the report that essentially nullified the privately trained security guards the district was planning to put in charter schools.
We arrived at a plan that we thought was would provide the highest level of security for all our students and staff.
Last week, the Marjory Stoneman Douglas Public Safety Commission singled out Palm Beach County for turning to privately trained security guards, saying it was against the intent of the new school guardian law. A sheriff's investigation found shortcomings in that training, including failing to reach guardian marksmanship standards. Ryan Petty is on the state commission and is the father of a victim in the Parkland shooting.
Now that we understand the details, it's actually worse. Corners were cut, documentation was missing, and certainly the spirit of the training that a guardian should get was inadequate.
The security firm hired by the district, Invictus, insisted to us training met the standards required and even showed us how their trainees go through active shooter simulations. Now, as many as 27 guards in training are forced to start over, this time with the sheriff in charge.
Now, the sheriff has indicated that he will train those candidates, trainees, beginning on Monday, and that they will bring the almost 200 hours of training that they received through Invictus, and they will go through his training program as well.
Again, in the meantime, the district says they will have deputies and police officers covering all the schools for protection, including charter schools, until those trainees finish the guardian training, the cost of which is covered by the state. Now, we did speak to Sheriff Rick Bradshaw about the training that will now be under the supervision of his deputies, which is exactly what the Marjory Stoneman Douglas Safety Commission had wanted the school district to do all along.
Our goals were to make sure that the kids come first, and that is our collective goal, and to make sure that the people that we put into these positions of security officers have the best training that is available and meet the standards, and actually they're going to be trained above what the minimum standards are. So we're going to be where we need to be, but in the interim, no one's going to be left uncovered.
The sheriff says they will likely end up with 2 training classes with roughly 30 people in each to fill the security needs for charter schools.